You know that crushing feeling deep down, right? The gnawing frustration that no matter how hard you work, how many battles you fight, how many sleepless nights you endure, the world still seems determined to keep you shackled, not by your limitations, but by something far more insidious, your own ego, that constant, invisible weight pressing down, blinding you just when you need clarity the most. Look around. The loudest voices, the flashiest titles, the biggest egos, those are the ones running companies into the ground, burning bridges, and missing the real prize. And yet, so many keep thinking ego is what fuels leadership. It's a trap. It's the silent enemy stripping away your edge piece by piece. Here's the brutal truth. Ego is the sneaky thief of connection, the relentless saboteur of trust, the quicksand pulling down every genuine relationship and cracking every strategic play. Founders, investors, leaders of every shape and size, you're fighting battles that no amount of bigger titles, more followers, or louder voices can win. Because the moment ego takes the wheel, your vision blurs. You stop listening, you stop adapting, and suddenly you're alone in the wreckage of your own making. But imagine this. What if the very thing holding you back, the ego, became your ultimate barrier to shatter? What if leading without ego wasn't just some airy, philosophical idea, but the sharpest weapon you could wield in this ruthless, unforgiving world? Not some fluffy self-help mumbo-jumbo, but a raw, unfiltered, competitive edge, sharper than any market advantage or tech breakthrough. Here's how this works. Ego screams in your ear, protect yourself, show you're the smartest. Never admit weakness. Leading without ego is the exact opposite. It's about stripping all that noise away and stepping into a new kind of power. The power of brutal honesty, fierce humility, and relentless curiosity. This isn't about being soft. It's about unlocking a laser focus so intense, it cuts through chaos like a scalpel. You stop defending your turf and start building bridges you never thought possible. Doors open, not because you forced them, but because now people actually want to stand beside you. Step 1. Kill the need to be right constantly. The moment you catch yourself gearing up for a debate just to win, stop. Take a breath. Ask, what am I missing here? The strongest leaders are the ones who admit they don't know everything. They swallow the ego's pride and listen until their ears burn. That's your new superpower. Listen so deeply that you hear the sparks of genius that ego would have crushed dead inside meetings or negotiations. Step 2. Own your mistakes like a warrior owning their scars. Not a single breakthrough, not a single revolutionary pivot has ever come from someone unwilling to swallow the bitter pill of failure. But here's the catch. Ego will make you hide those failures, cover them up, blame others. Leading without ego means standing naked in the face of your errors and inviting your team to do the same. This shatters the illusion of perfection and builds something way stronger: trust. Real trust that fuels innovation, courage, and loyalty. Step 3. Stop chasing validation. Your worth as a leader isn't measured by likes, followers, or whether you're the boss in everyone's eyes. It's about the results of actions taken quietly, out of sight, day after day. Ego craves applause, but leading without ego craves impact. It's choosing to do what's right even when no one's watching, because you know that's where true change brews. Step 4. Surround yourself with brutally honest people who don't hesitate to call you out like you would call out yourself. Cure the poisonous echo chamber that ego loves to build around leaders. When you bring in sharp minds who challenge your thinking, forcing you to grow continuously, you establish a living system of checks and balances inside your leadership style. That's pure, impossible to copy strength. Step 5. Harness empathy like it's your secret weapon. Leading without ego means stepping out of your own head and fiercely diving into the hearts and minds of others. Not to manipulate, but to genuinely understand what drives them, terrifies them, and lights them on fire. This fuels a magnetic leadership style that attracts the rare few capable of reshaping entire industries and systems. Here's the real game changer nobody tells you about. Ego makes you defend old maps in a world where the terrain shifts every second. Leading without ego lets you redraw those maps on the fly, embrace uncertainty, and build solutions nobody else even dares to imagine. This is what creates legacy, the kind of legacy where borders, biases, and old-school hierarchies dissolve, not because someone said so, but because you led with an unstoppable force no ego could ever touch. It's painful, isn't it? Breaking down the self you've built, the armor your ego crafted through years of battle scars and survival. But that pain is the gateway, a violent, beautiful revolution inside. In this space, real leadership is born, one that doesn't beg for respect but commands it through authenticity, one that doesn't kill creativity with status games but unleashes it through open, vibrant collaboration, one that doesn't settle for mediocre comfort but shatters expectations to build the impossible. This is your call to arms. The world is choking on outdated rules, falling for illusions of freedom while drowning in their own egos. But you're not here to be part of that story. You're here to be the revolution, to lead with such fierce humility, relentless courage, and radical clarity that others won't just follow, they'll ignite right beside you. Drop the ego like it's a bleeding weight dragging you under. Get uncomfortable. Get real. Own every flaw and every failure. Listen like your life depends on it because, in a way, it does. Build alliances not out of necessity but out of genuine synergy. Crush the voices telling you leadership has to be about power games and illusions. Instead, build a leadership so pure, so free of ego, that it becomes your unstoppable edge, the edge that the whole world will stare at and know. You're not just surviving. You're transcending. You're leading the way to what's next. There's no turning back from here. You want to change the world? It starts now, with ego left behind and leadership reborn, raw, vulnerable, razor sharp. And once you lead like this, once you unleash this power, nothing will ever stand in your way again. Don't blink. This is the moment your real story begins.